So in the winter of 2022, I drove my car in a ship, and I sailed to Sweden to do an internship in a recording studio, and there was not much planned, just like me being an intern in a studio in Sweden, and I had my car with me, and then I had some free time after that, and I decided to drove up north to just like kind of see what was happening. I was really looking for like a deserted place, just like a small house or so. I had something in mind, and I found something. I drove for 4 hours into the snow and found this place by a lake, a beautiful house, and I settled there for a week. While being in Sweden by that lake, by that like lonely house, I just figured out that it's such a nice place to be close to no humans, like to just be in nature, and that really felt like a great starting point for an album, just like a blank canvas really. So, and that's where I found Salt Moon City, because the title Salt Moon City is a reference to my hometown, which is translated Salt City.
And I'll see you when it's done. And no more lies. Yeah, I know the feeling. I have to see it with my own eyes. No surprises and no more lies. Yeah, I know the feeling.
I think what I wanted Salt Moon City to be about is about those people that give you good energy wherever you are. Basically, it's not an ode to a certain person. It's not an ode to, I mean, there are songs who are definitely about certain people and are definitely feelings towards people. I described that, but I think genuinely it's more, for me, it's more like the trip that you go on in everyday life. Wherever you go, kind of like look for a feeling of peace and genuine connection, and just like I think I wanted the songs to feel that way, and not like it's love letters, or not that it's like homesick blues. It's more like, yeah, a connection through coming of age, through growing up, to kind of figuring out where it is I wanna be and breathe, and just like that. I think at first when I started making this album, I thought it would be a very like introspective record with just me and the piano, and really soon I found out that these songs are like supposed to feel like celebrations more, or just like a bit more like weight to it, and I found that way through working with other people and just like playing around in the studio, because like we basically locked ourselves up for like a month straight. And so I found the studio, which is owned by my sound engineer, and he was so friendly enough to say like, hey, if you wanna come I'll be gone. I'll be on tour for a month. Why don't you like rent the place and make your album? So I accepted the invitation, and I thought it would be fun to be there for a month, but he didn't have no like rooms, so I was looking for something in the neighborhood to kind of sleep. And then across the border in France, I found this little castle, and we ended up just living there for a month. That was a really beautiful thing, because like a day in the castle would be, you know, just waking up with like 3-4 people there, you know, hanging with the dog downstairs. I would just like make a coffee, get some cereal, open my windows, do meditation with Shai, or just like sit down for a second and meditate, and then find some sunlight, drink a coffee, and go to the studio, and then we would spend just the whole day in the studio really focused, because also there was no distraction.
Lost you on the way, thought you needed space. I lost the way to your embrace. I know I don't need your words to change.
This is my favorite part. It's like, sounds like butterflies. But here, it's just. So yeah, The City is a song I wrote in like an hour on an afternoon in Berlin. It was a very sunny day and I had like a classical guitar, and I remember writing that song, and the demo was just a classical guitar and a vocal, and that's exactly the same as it is on the record today.
You up in my little red car. A dream's just a dream after 17. We grow up and live in the city.
I love how we brought like the demo from Berlin, which was super small and just like an acoustic guitar and a vocal, to a world with drums, bass and strings and just a very paced song. And it was nothing like that. And it was actually Reinhard his idea to put drums onto this track. He said, like, what if you try to bring in like the most simple drum beat ever made, and like as if it would be a child playing a song, and then I wanted to have like a smooth bass line that's making you dance almost, and that with the strings, that's everything basically. That's the song. And I love it so much because it started as a very small, almost dark demo, and it ended up being a very springtime feeling and a song that just drives and kind of never stops. Although the last verse in this song is the saddest verse on the record. I think I really needed that healing factor of being in Sweden, in this house, with nobody around me, to really like consciously think about something to say. Because there is so many people around us constantly like telling a story, and there's so many good ideas, honestly, all around us constantly. But really being by yourself for a minute, looking over a frozen lake, and maybe seeing a fox a day, having 4 hours, 5 hours of daylight, and just sitting with that moment made me really conscious about what I might have to say. The last song on the album, Minnesota Wildflower, was just like a kind of a rejection song for me, where I was just like walking around in a city trying to figure out what to do, who to meet, and just feeling kind of lost with yourself and not be able to present yourself or to just like be around anyone really. It was really fun because at the end I got to invite the choir, and I invited just friends to sing along with me, which made this very solitary feeling of this song something very collective. And I immediately knew that this was the end of the album.
Yeah.